Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Karen.
We're here to really get into some insights that can make a difference.
That's right.
And you're right to be excited because today's deep dive is it's hyper-focused. We're zeroing in on foundational business strategy,
Specifically for who?
specifically for you, the ambitious hotel owner in India, the owner who is looking to break free from that daily grind.
Right. And to finally unlock some real measurable scale.
Exactly. We're talking about moving beyond just, running a business day to day to actually owning a thriving enterprise.
And that distinction is everything, isn't it? Running versus owning. That's the whole thesis of the material we're diving into today.
It really is.
And this isn't just some one-off article we found. This is part of a really important ongoing masterclass. It's a blog series called 50 Mistakes, Why Most Hotels Fail and How You Can Succeed.
A series that has, I think it's fair to say, become required reading for a lot of people in the industry.
Absolutely. And today we're focusing in on a mistake that is just so fundamental to, well, to profitability, to sustainability, to sanity, really.
We are tackling mistake number 46. Most hotels fail without proper systems.
Okay. And why does this particular mistake resonate so deeply in the Indian market right now?
It's because of the nature of the competition. You have these high commission platforms, the OTAs, that are dominating distribution.
Right, taking a huge cut.
A huge cut. And at the same time, local communication, where your direct leads are coming from, relies so heavily on these instant manual channels like WhatsApp.
So it's a perfect storm.
It is. If you don't have systems to automate and structure that workflow, you are, and there's no other way to put this, you are just giving away your profit and your control.
Okay, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the mistake itself, I think we really need to spend some time on the source, on the credibility of the person providing this guidance. Because when someone makes a huge statement like, this is why most hotels fail, you really need to trust where that's coming from.
You do.
The author of this series, the expert whose insights we're distilling, is Arun Kumar Raman. Most people know him as Coach Arun.
And Coach Arun's insights, they aren't just from a business school textbook. They're rooted in something much deeper. Almost a generational understanding of what true hospitality means.
Blended with modern business strategy.
Perfectly blended. This is practical, actionable advice, but it's built on a very powerful cultural foundation.
Let's talk about that foundation because I found this genuinely fascinating and so relevant. Coach Arun was born in Udi, right? In a village called Kilkunda.
That's right. And he belongs to the Badaga community.
Now, for our listeners who might not be familiar with that specific heritage, why? Why does that matter so much in a conversation about hotels?
It matters because the Badaga community is, and I mean this quite literally, globally renowned for its approach to service and warmth. It's not something they learn from a manual.
It's innate.
It's an innate cultural part of their identity. We're talking about hospitality not as a business skill, but as an ingrained way of life.
That makes so much sense. I mean, the success of the entire Indian hospitality industry is really built on that bedrock, isn't it? That incredible personalized guest care.
Precisely. And look, this isn't just a nice story or an anecdotal observation. This heritage got formal global recognition.
You're talking about the UNESCO Declaration.
Yes, back in 2009. UNESCO officially acknowledged this tradition, declaring the Badagas as being among the best in hospitality.
Wow, best in hospitality. That's a powerful statement from an organization like UNESCO.
It's huge. So when Coach Arun talks about service, he's coming from a place where world-class service is the absolute baseline. It's the starting point, not the goal.
Okay, so that raises a critical question then. If the service, the human element, is already assumed to be world-class, why are so many hotels still failing? Or, just stuck, unable to scale?
And that is the critical link he provides. That's his genius. He says that while hospitality might be, as the source puts it, in his blood,
right,
and while your frontline staff might have incredible people skills, those skills alone cannot fix a broken structure.
You can have the best intentions in the world.
You can have a heart of gold and still be running a completely chaotic operation. The genius of that Badaga hospitality, that ability to make a guest feel truly seen and cared for, is totally wasted if the system supporting it is leaky, manual, and just unreliable.
So the flaw isn't the person, it's the process.
Exactly. The structural flaw isn't about service quality. It's the engine that's supposed to support that service. He's basically helping hoteliers protect their greatest asset, their innate talent, with modern efficiency.
I love that, protecting your talent.
Which brings us to our core mission for this deep dive. We're here to define the difference between merely running a hotel and actually owning a scalable, profitable business.
The person who runs the property is a slave to the chaos.
While the person who owns the business is the master of a structured system.
And the subtitle of this specific blog post, Mistake #46, it just captures that journey perfectly. It says, tools may help you run, but systems help you scale.
That is the ultimate distinction we need to make today. A tool is just something you use.
Yeah.
It could be a booking sheet, a single app, your phone.
And it needs constant human effort to work.
Constant effort. But a system. A system is the infrastructure. It's the set of rules, the automated processes, the flowcharts that dictate how things are done.
So it ensures consistency.
It ensures consistency, regardless of who is sitting at the front desk or who is answering the phone that day.
So let me see if I get this right. If I go out and buy a new property management system, a new PMS, that's just a tool.
That's a tool.
But the standardized automated procedure I create for handling every single lead, from an Instagram message all the way to the final checkout,
Yeah.
using that PMS and WhatsApp and email, that's the system.
You've got it. The system is the intelligent operating manual for the entire business. It ensures every guest interaction is perfect, and it frees up the owner to stop thinking about survival and start thinking about strategy.
Which is the goal.
And our goal today is to give you the framework to make that transition, to go from that state of exhausting daily chaos to a state of complete, predictable control.
Okay, so let's start there. Let's start by defining the enemy. Let's call it the chaos trap.
I like that, the chaos trap.
So let's get into section 1, the chaos trap. The busy, productive paradox. I mean, every hotel owner listening to this knows this feeling. They are the hardest working people on the planet. Running from one fire to the next, putting in 16-hour days. Why? Why doesn't all that effort translate into stable profit, into growth?
Because effort without structure is just motion. It's not progress. The paradox, the trap, is that the owner feels productive because they are constantly busy, constantly solving problems.
Putting out fires.
But those fires are only starting in the first place because of the systemic failures. Coach Arun lists the specific, and I mean heartbreaking symptoms of this daily chaos, and they will be painfully familiar to anyone in a busy property.
Okay, let's unpack that reality. What are the key indicators, the red flags, that a hotel is stuck deep in the chaos trap?
The symptoms usually show up in two places: time management and data integrity. First, you see the front desk is frequently running late.
And not because the staff are lazy.
Not at all. It's because they're constantly being interrupted by manual tasks or, fixing mistakes from the last shift. And every single delay in check-in or check-out, it just immediately degrades that guest experience you work so hard for.
And I can see how the reliance on these very local, very instant communication channels just makes this 1,000 times worse.
It amplifies the problem exponentially. Think about that specific detail he mentions. WhatsApp messages piling up. In India, WhatsApp isn't just a nice-to-have. It's often the primary source for direct leads.
It's where the money is coming from.
It is. So when a potential guest sends a detailed inquiry, do you have 2 reams? What's the rate? Can we bring a pet? If your staff member is busy with a late check-in, that message just sits there, unread.
For 30 minutes, an hour.
Or more. And by then, that lead isn't just cold. That lead is already booked with your competitor who had an automated response.
And this cascade of small errors then infects the very core of the operation, your inventory.
Of course it does. If the front desk is relying on a shared spreadsheet, or worse, a quick sticky note to update room availability, the next symptom is inevitable.
Inaccurate room inventory.
Yes. An inaccurate inventory is a financial time bomb. It leads to double bookings, which means you have furious guests, you're paying for expensive comps, and you're getting slammed with negative reviews online.
Or the opposite, right? You're blocking off rooms that are actually available just to be safe.
Which is just lost revenue. That total reliance on manual coordination, hey, did you tell Suresh we sold room 201? That is the fundamental flaw.
And the final insult of being in the chaos trap is the loss of all that future business, the forgotten follow-ups and lost review requests.
It's death by 1,000 tiny cuts. Your staff member who just delivered 5-star incredible service to a guest, they're too busy dealing with the next check-in mess to remember to send that post-stay thank you.
Or the personalized link to leave a review.
Gone. That opportunity is just gone. And these are not minor errors. These are the cracks in the foundation where all your profit is leaking out.
And when an owner sees all this stress, sees the cracks, their first instinct is usually the wrong one.
Almost always. You're talking about the common failed fixes.
Right. They see the staff is overloaded, so they hire more staff.
Or they see the systems are failing, so they go buy some random new tool they saw on Facebook.
Or they outsource lead generation to a call center. Why do these patches never, ever solve the core problem?
Because they're treating the symptom, which is staff overload, not the disease, which is structural inefficiency. If you hire a fifth person to manage the WhatsApp queue,
They're just another person in the chaos.
exactly. That fifth person still has to manually check the inaccurate inventory sheet, still has to shout across the room to confirm things, and still has to rely on their own memory for follow-up. You haven't scaled efficiency. You've just scaled chaos. You've just added another cook to a kitchen with a broken stove.
So just adding more people or more tools just increases the complexity of the communication, but it doesn't standardize the process.
The chaos just absorbs the new person. Without a robust system that dictates the flow of information and action, the chaos remains, and growth is just choked off. The hotel is permanently tethered to the owner's constant physical presence.
Because nobody trusts the process.
Everyone relies on individual heroics.
So what are the non-negotiable failures that come from this? Coach Arun breaks it down into 3 things.
He does. He calls them the 3 pillars that support any scalable business. And in the chaos trap, all 3 are missing. No scale, no consistency, and no control.
Okay, let me challenge that a little bit. A small, successful homestay owner might be listening and thinking, I don't need scale. I'm happy with my 10 rooms. How does the lack of a system hurt their daily profit, even if they're not trying to build an empire?
That is an excellent question because it gets to the heart of profitability and, frankly, lifestyle. If you have no scale, it doesn't just mean you can't open a second property.
It means you can't ever leave the first one.
Exactly. Your business is not an asset. It's a very, very demanding job that you can never quit. If every decision, every inventory update, every lead reply needs your personal sign-off, you are a prisoner in your own hotel. You've prevented your own freedom.
That reframe scale, it's not about size, it's about operational independence.
It absolutely is. Then the second pillar, no consistency, is the silent killer of your brand's reputation.
How so?
Imagine guest A arrives in the morning. They interact with your best staff member who is energetic and sends them a beautiful, personalized itinerary for their day.
A great experience.
A great experience. Then guest B arrives in the evening and gets a tired, overwhelmed staff member who just hands them a key and points to the elevator. That's an inconsistent brand experience.
And that's what shows up in the reviews. It was hit or miss.
Precisely. Consistency is what drives reliable, positive reviews. It's what drives repeat business. Without a system, you don't have a brand promise. You just have a series of random individual interactions.
And the last one, no control. This has to be about the data problems we mentioned.
It is. No control means you are flying blind. You can't tell me which marketing campaign actually generated that WhatsApp lead. You don't know your conversion rate on Instagram leads versus email leads. You can't even quantify how much money you lost last week because of those forgotten follow-ups.
You're just running on gut feel.
Gut feel and guesswork, which is the exact opposite of owning a business. If you lack scale, consistency, and control, your business isn't a business. It's just a very stressful, owner-dependent manual process.
That puts the problem into incredibly sharp relief. Okay, let's move into section 2. Amplifying the pain and the ticking time bomb. Because that lack of control, it very quickly turns into a major financial threat.
It does. And ticking time bomb is not an exaggeration. The reliance on manual processes creates these huge vulnerabilities that you often don't even see until a key staff member quits or a busy season just completely overwhelms the team.
And Coach Arun points to that manual lead reply process as the main culprit, especially for those high-value WhatsApp leads.
Yes, and the follow-up process that happens, and I love this phrase he uses, when you find time.
When you find time, that's the sound of money just flying out the window. If I'm a potential guest and I send an inquiry, I expect an answer in minutes, not hours.
Exactly. And every minute you delay, you are sending that potential guest straight back to the OTAs.
Which brings us to the core financial pain point. The vicious cycle of high OTA commission and flat profits.
Explain that link. How does failing to systemize my direct leads actually make my OTA problem worse? It's simple. If your direct booking process is slow, or leaky, or inconsistent, you become totally dependent on the OTAs for volume. They're your safety net.
And that dependency is their leverage.
Of course. They know you need them, so they can keep their commissions at 20–25%. You end up in this terrible situation where your occupancy is high, you feel busy and successful, but your net profit margin is just depressingly flat.
Because I'm paying a huge tax on most of my bookings.
All that manual effort is failing to drive enough direct business to offset those massive platform costs.
So the manual system is hitting the hotelier twice. Once by losing the direct booking, and then again by increasing the cost of the OTA booking they're forced to take.
That is the double penalty. And it leads to 3 critical losses that every owner needs to burn into their brain. The first is the most immediate one: leaked leads.
Okay, so a leaked lead is an inquiry that just falls through the cracks. How big of a problem is this in reality?
It's enormous. A leaked lead isn't just a missed email. It's a WhatsApp inquiry where the staff member couldn't find the right price template, so they started typing a custom reply, got distracted by the phone ringing, and just never sent it.
Or the Instagram DM asking about a package that was never logged anywhere.
Exactly. Coach Arun suggests that for a property with even a moderate number of inquiries, they could be leaking 15 to 20% of their potential direct revenue.
Yeah.
Just because their capture and follow-up process is a manual mess.
15 to 20%. That is a staggering amount of money just being poured down the drain. Okay, the second loss is more about the long game. Loss of repeat guests.
Loyalty isn't an accident. It's manufactured. And the single biggest failure of manual systems is the post-stay process.
Because the staff is focused on the guests who are in the building right now.
They're focused on the current crisis, not the guest who just left. A manual system forgets to send the personalized thank you note 48 hours later. It forgets the crucial email 30 days later with a special offer for a return stay. It forgets to tag that guest in a spreadsheet as a high-value customer.
And without that consistent automated nurturing, that guest just goes back to an OTA for their next trip instead of coming directly to you.
And you have to pay to acquire them all over again. You lose the entire lifetime value of that customer because you couldn't automate a simple, repetitive action.
So the third loss, this is the one that really feels like the ticking time bomb: dependence on staff.
This is where the structural vulnerability becomes a personal nightmare for the owner. It is the single greatest risk in this entire model.
Why?
Because when the system is manual, the business's success rests entirely on the individual memory, the skill, and the sheer presence of key staff members who might quit any day. Let's imagine your best reservation agent. Let's call her Artie. Artie is a hero. She knows all the special rates. She knows the paper reservation book inside and out. She remembers who to follow up with.
She holds the whole thing together.
She is the system. And if Artie wakes up tomorrow and takes a better-paying job across town, all of that institutional knowledge about lead management walks out the door with her. Your direct bookings don't just dip, they collapse.
Until you can train a new person to navigate the same chaotic process, that's horrifying. The owner can never, ever relax.
Their entire revenue funnel is held hostage by one person's employment status. That's why the system is everything. The system becomes the institutional knowledge. Staff members are just the operators.
Okay, but this isn't all doom and gloom. Coach Arun provides definitive proof of the solution. Let's talk about the proof in practice. The Kumar case study. This is from the Hotel Growth Mastermind community, and this is where it gets really interesting.
This is the perfect story because it starts right in the heart of the chaos trap. We're talking about a homestay owner in Kumar. This wasn't some 200-room luxury resort.
This was a small, high-touch property.
With just 3 staff members. Their booking system was managed on paper. They had a phone. And as the source notes, a lot of hope.
That sounds like 90% of the properties struggling right now. Paper, phone, and hope.
So what happened? What was the transformation when they implemented a system?
The owner stopped trying to personally manage every single lead. Instead, they brought in the Hotel Growth Suite system, which gave them an automated backbone.
Okay, break that down. What changed?
Before, follow-up was manual, so it was often forgotten. After, the system automatically monitored leads. If a guest inquired about a room but didn't book within, say, 90 minutes,
The system would notice.
the system noticed and automatically sent a personalized WhatsApp message. Something like, "We've held that room for you. Here's a complimentary breakfast if you book in the next 4 hours." So the system handles the nurturing and creates the urgency that a busy staff member would always miss.
Always. And confirmations, which used to be verbal agreements or scribbles on a calendar, were now instantly generated and sent via standardized WhatsApp and email templates.
Which kills the inventory errors and makes the guest feel much more confident.
Immediately.
Okay, what were the results? The measurable, quantifiable results.
The leverage they got was just incredible because the system was smart enough to identify the perfect moment of guest happiness.
When is that?
Usually about 30 minutes after checkout. The bill is settled, the trip excitement is still high. The system automatically sent a prompt for feedback. The result?
What happened?
Google reviews tripled in volume. Just stop and think about the impact of tripling your social proof online, almost overnight.
That's invaluable. It makes it so much easier for the next guest to trust you and book direct. Speaking of which, the most important metric, direct bookings.
Direct bookings increased by 40% in just 60 days.
40%.
40% more bookings that did not have a 20 or 25% OTA commission attached. That margin change alone completely transforms your profit and loss statement.
40% in 2 months is revolutionary. It must have felt like a huge weight was lifted off the owner and the staff, even though they were making more money.
That's the key. They weren't doing more. They were systemizing more.
Yeah.
The energy they used to spend chasing leads and manually updating calendars was shifted entirely to the automated system.
So the staff was freed up.
They were freed up to do what they do best, the high-touch hospitality, the human connection. The machine handled the repetitive tasks that actually drive the revenue.
That transition from hustle to harmony, that's the goal. Let's shift our focus to that. Section 3. The system solution and the power of the ecosystem. What is the ultimate vision here? What does a hotel that runs like a machine actually feel like?
The desired state is an operation where every process is predictable, it's reliable.
Yeah.
The system is like your hotels. Visual concierge, it ensures no task is ever forgotten and no opportunity is ever missed.
Okay, paint a picture of that harmony for us. What are the key features of that systemized workflow in action?
It starts the moment a lead comes in from any channel. The system immediately logs it, assigns it a value, and starts a pre-built sequence. That includes automatic follow-up messages tailored to where the lead came from.
And it goes beyond just lead follow-up.
Oh, absolutely. You see sophisticated automation for ancillary revenue. For example, pre-check-in upsell offers, a special spa package, or a private dinner upgrade sent automatically 24 hours before they arrive.
Right when the guest is most excited about their trip.
The peak of anticipation. And of course, the automated review requests go out like clockwork, ensuring you're constantly building that social proof.
It really sounds like moving from just reacting to problems to actively predicting and capitalizing on opportunities.
That is the strategic shift. And the most empowering part for the owner is gaining control and data. A strategic owner isn't looking at a crumpled reservation book. They're looking at a professional dashboard. Showing real-time revenue. The precise ROI of their latest Facebook ad campaign. The conversion rate of their WhatsApp leads versus their email leads. That level of data transforms you from an operator who's buried in details into a strategic owner who makes decisions based on facts.
Now, the specific solution that Coach Arun introduces, the one that powered that Kumar case study, is the Hotel Growth Suite. He calls it India's first all-in-one ecosystem tool, not just another app.
That word ecosystem is so important. It implies integration. Most hoteliers are juggling 5 or 6 different disconnected apps. One for email, one for social media, a separate PMS, another for WhatsApp.
And none of them talk to each other.
Exactly. An ecosystem means all of those functions, marketing, sales, CRM, guest communication, are unified. They share data instantly. The Hotel Growth Suite is designed to be a complete marketing and automation engine tailored specifically for the Indian hospitality lifecycle.
Okay, let's break down the critical features that make up this ecosystem, the things that solve the pain points we've been talking about.
The first, and maybe the most important, is the solution to the WhatsApp chaos. It's the WhatsApp Business API.
We need to be really clear here. This is not the free WhatsApp business app you download on your phone.
Not at all. The free app is manual and very limited. The API, the application programming interface, allows the system to send structured template messages at scale.
And track them.
And track everything. Delivery status, open rates, replies. This means the system can automatically send 50 personalized booking confirmations, see who opened them, and then automatically follow up only with the ones who didn't confirm payment. All without a human touching anything.
That closes the lead leak gap instantly.
Instantly. It provides structured, accountable communication.
Okay, what about the other pieces needed to drive direct bookings and break that OTA dependence?
For that, you need structured nurturing, which comes from the email marketing and follow-up structure, and, this is crucial, the drag-and-drop website and landing page builder.
Why is a landing page builder so important?
To capture direct leads from Google or Instagram, you need a high-converting landing page, not your main website. A specific page designed to do one thing, capture their contact details in exchange for a clear benefit.
Like a discount code.
A discount code, a last-minute monsoon package, whatever. The builder lets the owner create these pages quickly, drive traffic there, and turn that anonymous traffic into a trackable, nurturable lead before they could bounce over to an OTA.
So you're creating these little microfunnels for specific
It's
campaigns.
targeted lead capture, exactly. Then you have the intelligence layer, the smart guest, CRM, and offer creation engine. This is where the machine starts to learn.
How does it learn?
The CRM automatically tags repeat guests. It tracks their preferences. Did they book the spa last time? Did they prefer a room on a high floor? Then the offer creation engine uses that data to trigger automated, personalized offers.
So you could send an email about a new spa treatment only to guests who have used the spa before.
Precisely. Which dramatically increases your conversion rate. That level of personalization is impossible to do manually at any kind of scale. And with over 40-plus marketing and sales features, the goal isn't just to manage one task. It's to automate the entire revenue cycle.
You mentioned a feature earlier that sounds like a huge relief for anyone who already has a property up and running, the non-invasive advantage.
That's the no PMS lock-in. This is a game changer. It addresses a massive technical and financial hurdle.
A fear of ripping out your core system.
Exactly. For a hotelier who has invested thousands, maybe lakhs, in a legacy property management system, the idea of replacing it is terrifying. It's complex, it's expensive, it means retraining everyone.
So instead of being a replacement, the Hotel Growth Suite is like an intelligent layer that sits on top?
Correct. It connects with any existing PMS the hotel is already using. It just pulls the key data it needs, like inventory and booking status, and uses that to power the marketing and automation engine.
That minimizes the disruption.
It minimizes disruption, it lowers the financial barrier, and it lets the hotel focus immediately on growth, not on the trauma of integration.
That is a massive tactical advantage. And it's important to note this tool is currently in pilot mode, right? Only available for selected hoteliers in India.
Correct. Which reinforces how specialized it is. It's software that truly understands the day-to-day reality of the Indian hotel owner.
Okay, we've defined the problem, we have amplified the pain, and we've outlined the solution. Now, let's make this real. For the owner listening right now who is feeling completely overwhelmed, what are the first 5 concrete steps they can take? Let's detail Section 4. From chaos to control, 5 immediate action moves.
These 5 steps are Coach Arun's starter kit. They require very little financial investment, but they do require a commitment to thinking systematically.
Step 1. List down your top 10 guest interactions. This sounds simple, but I bet most owners have never actually done it.
Most operate on pure instinct. This forces you to actually document the customer journey. You need to map out every touch point.
Like
The initial inquiry on your website, a phone call for a booking, the confirmation email they receive, the pre-arrival message with directions, the check-in process itself, a mid-stay check-in, the checkout and billing, the post-stay thank you, the review request, and a future offer.
And by listing them, you can see where the weak links are.
You see exactly where manual effort is most likely to fail.
Okay. Step 2. Identify 3 repeatable tasks you do every day. This is about finding the biggest time wasters.
It's a critical diagnostic. Ask your staff and yourself, what are the 3 things that take up the most time every single day that are the exact same process every time?
It might be typing up the arrival list.
Or individually replying to the same pricing questions over and over. Or manually cross-checking availability on 3 different OTA dashboards. By identifying the top 3, you know exactly where to point your first automation effort for the biggest win.
Step 3 tackles the revenue leak head-on. Set up automation for follow-up messages. WhatsApp plus email.
Yes. Even if you start with basic tools, the philosophy is to eliminate that deadly gap between inquiry and response. Set up a simple sequence for abandoned inquiries.
Give me an example.
A guest asks for a price on WhatsApp. They don't reply in 30 minutes. An automated message goes out. Thanks for your interest. We've held room 305 for you for the next 2 hours. Reply book or click here for a 5% direct booking discount.
So you're creating urgency and a direct booking incentive.
And you're using redundancy, WhatsApp, and email to make sure they see it. This immediately starts recovering lost opportunities.
I love that. Okay, action move number 4 is about taking back control of your traffic. Use a landing page to capture leads from Instagram, Google.
This is about actively building your own customer list and diverting traffic away from the OTAs. When someone clicks your Instagram bio link, they shouldn't land on a generic booking engine.
They should land on a page you control.
A page designed only to do one thing: capture their contact info in exchange for a benefit, a discount code, a free drink, a package preview. This turns anonymous traffic into trackable, nurturable leads that belong to you.
And you can communicate with them directly outside the OTA walls.
Forever. And finally, step 5, the one that makes it a real business. Track your daily leads and conversions.
You can't improve what you don't measure. What should an overwhelmed owner track first?
Keep it simple. 2 core metrics, leads in and direct bookings out. That gives you a baseline conversion rate.
So if I get 100 inquiries and 5 become direct bookings,
Your conversion rate is 5%. Now, when you implement an automation system, you can judge its effectiveness immediately. Did that rate go up to 7%? 8%. You have a source of truth. You're moving away from guesswork to data.
that's a powerful and actually achievable framework. It moves the hotelier straight into a proactive, strategic mindset.
It does. And this is exactly what Coach Arun says in his final word on this mistake. He reassures hoteliers, failure here isn't because you're lazy or not working hard enough.
You're running on empty.
You're running on empty. You fail because you lack systems.
So the lesson is clear. Don't hire 3 more people to manage the current chaos. The path forward is to automate what already works.
Take those successful guest interactions and standardize them into a machine that runs flawlessly every single time. And the outcome is a total shift in your relationship with money. With systems, every rupee you spend on marketing or technology brings a measurable return. You're tracking, optimizing, and scaling based on data, not just hope.
As we wrap up this deep dive, let's just synthesize the core lesson for everyone listening in that very competitive Indian hotel market.
If you connect all these dots, the bigger picture is that the modern hotel economy demands efficiency. Your true leverage point for profitability isn't working harder. It's shifting the operational load from exhausting human effort to robust automated systems.
So implementing these 5 action moves isn't just a small tweak.
It's the critical first step in moving from being a local service provider, constantly scrambling, to being a structured, scalable enterprise. You're changing your reliance from fallible human memory to reliable, documented process.
Okay, so you've learned that systems are the key to scale and control. That directly impacts your ability to get more direct bookings and reduce your OTA commissions. But once you have control, what's the next big obstacle? Coach Arun's next post tackles a huge limiting belief.
It's mistake #47. Big myth hotel advertising is only for big brands.
This is the assumption that just paralyzes so many small and mid-sized hoteliers, isn't it?
It is. They believe that high-impact digital advertising is too expensive, or it's too complex, or that it only works if you have the budget of a major hotel chain.
So think about your own growth ceiling right now. Are you assuming that advertising is just too complicated or costly for a property your size? Get ready to break that myth. We're going to talk about unlocking high-impact ad strategies and leveraging precise targeting and automation for explosive, affordable growth.
And if you want to continue this journey, to really dive into growth and automation, there are several clear paths available directly from Coach Arun's community.
First, we'd highly recommend joining the Hotel Growth Mastermind community. You can connect with hundreds of other ambitious owners who are right there in the trenches with you, sharing what's working.
Or if you need that focused, hands-on help to implement those 5 action steps we just detailed, you should attend the Hotel Growth Masterclass. It's a powerful 2-hour practical webinar held every week where Coach Arun can personally guide you through it.
You can also join the free discussion spaces. There's the Hotel Growth Hub Facebook group and also a WhatsApp community for daily tips and real-time support.
And finally, of course, follow Mr. Arun Kumar Raman on social media. He shares invaluable daily insights, tips, tools, and the latest on AI strategies for hospitality.
It is time to stop the chaos, start the system, and reclaim control of your business and your life. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
We look forward to diving in with you again very soon.